Let's go to the beginning, Swamiji. You've had a long career in the mission, but when you were thinking about joining as a trainee, you must have had lots of choices in your mind at that point in time. What made you select this as what the thing you really wanted to do?
Actually, I was very clear about my purpose in life. Of course, we set various goals, think of various careers or certain life paths. But two things I've always wanted as a child. One thing is that I wanted to gain knowledge. And the other was I wanted to serve. And at that time, you don't know that the spiritual path has got all in it for you. But when I met Swami Chinmayananda, Puja Gurudev, and saw the ocean of knowledge that is there, and people think, spiritual knowledge is only one small field, but it encompasses our entire life, every field of our life. And that was the knowledge that really satisfied me of Vedanta. And when I saw that here was a person who works literally 20 hours a day only for the people, without a holiday, all I wanted to understand and feel or even experience, what does serving the people mean? So I saw it in him, and that was it. It was like duck to water.
So none of the traditional distractions of an engineer or doctor ever came to mind?
That was there all before. I thought that being a doctor, I would be able to, of course, doctor means you got a lot of experience of the body or the mind, and as well as life itself. And it's a direct means to serve the people directly. So I just, when I realized that this is available, so I was going to fix hearts. Now I'm mending hearts or stopping it from breaking.
So I think you're also very fortunate that your initial training was with Swami Chinmaya. And what were some of the most powerful traits or lessons that had resonance with you in terms of all the wonderful things, obviously, he must have taught you? What things stand out as being of real?
Really everything. Absolutely just everything about him. What we hear, what we read about such a person, enlightened person, he was an embodiment of every aspect of it, perfection in every aspect. Even his oratory, even his presence, even his anything that he did was exceeding excellence. So in any field, you could see him as an ideal. And what there are many wonderful things, but to put your mind where your hands are working. Till you finish your job, don't get distracted. These are a few things that he used to give as youngsters when we used to hear, which had such a great impact. And of course, seeing his work and how he did things, that was great. But one of the very powerful things was once, after listening to his discourse, we youngsters had gone to the quiet place. It was on the peak. It was called the Peak. And everybody thought that we just disappeared to have some party or something like that. And everybody thought that way. And thought that this was so embarrassing that after listening to a discourse, these youngsters disappeared till late at night. Only he would know that we would never do something like that. And he was leaving that next day, and we didn't even know how to go and tell him that we never went for anything like that. This is as youngsters. We were all youngsters and not brahmacharis or swamis. And immediately, he just knew, and he told them, "You think my children would never do anything?" And he just told us something very beautiful. And we had gone to the peak to meditate after his discourse. And he said, "You don't have to go to the peak to meditate. In meditation, reach the peak."